Hello, hello. My name is Jovan and you're watching Avatar Academy. In this video, I will be talking about inner alchemy, which is the process of integrating all of the aspects of yourself in this vast and very complex experience of you being the universe and at the same time being a microcosmic replica of that universe, which is your own individual self. Probably a human if you're watching this video, but I don't know. So first I will explain what is inner alchemy, and then I will explain how to do it, and I will even going to mention physical ascension and some other very interesting stuff. So let's dive into it. If you're new to my channel and you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you. Okay, so let's talk about just the baseline of reality, which is the quantum, which is the Holy Trinity. Okay, and this Holy Trinity is represented also in the expansion of the universe, where you get into this complexity, where I have a lamp, I have a room, I have a talking head, I have two eyes, and basically you will have the left temple, the right temple, and you will have the third eye. So that's a triangle there. So what this represents on a quantum level, or the basic emanation of this universal architecture, okay, it represents consciousness itself, and then the yin and the yang. Alright, so that's the dark and the light. They're one, but they're like split in two, so they're creating these rotations. And it's sort of like if you would go into metaphysics of this video that you're seeing, and you notice that in the construct, on top of the construct, you have the video playing. If you zoom into your device, screen device, whatever you're watching, is a computer or a phone, you will have miniature pixels. And these pixels can be either on or off. And so they can be black or white or any color in between. Okay? So that would be your baseline reality, the screen. Now on top of the screen, you see a talking head, and I'm moving my tentacles. So la 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 la, something is happening. This is the surface reality that we render in our brain and we observe with these two eyes. Okay, so it's a physical input. Beyond that, the metaphysical, the quantum, is just the binary pixels, and they're not binary because they're unified, so they're a trinity. So this is kind of not straight up everyday logic. It's more if you know about nonlinear numbers in mathematics, because here you would have something that is, let's call it 0, okay, which is just pure being, pure consciousness, is not yet emanated as stuff. And then you have 1 and 2. Now actually, 1 and 2 are at the same time 1 with 0, or you can say yin and yang. They're also 1. Even if they're 2, they're also 1. Okay? And then they're also 0. So it kind of like doesn't make sense in the language. It only makes sense in the expansion of the universe and nonlinear mathematics. So let's leave it at that. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it's all the same. Alright? But now from something that is just consciousness, it emanates a thing that is called yin and yang, but it's actually kind of two things in that one thing. So I hope that's not too confusing. Down the road from these basic polarities, masculine and feminine, and by their iteration and multiplication, you get just infinite vibrations. So you can say like yin and yang just iterate into infinite pixels, and then they dance, and then they create all this stuff that is now us. Okay, so we come to the incarnate experience, and all of a sudden we're a guy or a gal, okay, or now some people call themselves it or they, okay, because perhaps their consciousness is maybe more fused with the original cell, the yin and yang, so they do not actually polarize that much into a masculine or feminine expression. So that's fine too, and this is sort of the reason why that happens, because universe to expand into 7 billion people on some planet, right? It had to create a lot of different rays. So it kind of like expands into all of these fractals, into all of these fragments, right? And then throughout lifetimes, each ray becomes your one incarnation. Ultimately, who you are, you're not this incarnation. So in your parallel lives, because there's this ray, this ray, this ray, but then the other branch that goes, let's say from this eye goes this hand, and you get feminine incarnations. Hi, hey girl, how you doing? And you get masculine incarnation here, like, yo, what's up? Yeah, right? So they all stem from consciousness, and the consciousness is non-binary, right? And then when the yin and yang is whole and complete, it's just sex, basically, because it just spins. It just like rotates the black and the white, and it just creates an animation. So animation, the other word for animation is life. So basically what I'm saying is that all the particles of this show, of this animated show, are just having sex all the time. Ain't that fun? Okay. And now, when we begin our journey as an incarnation, we have an identity and we have people around us. So we are a fractalized ray of that same consciousness that created everything, that became a unique person. Okay. So I want to mention that from 0 you have 1, that is 2, and from these original 3 then you get 12. And it's also like some kind of nonlinear progression. But these 12 are the characters or the archetypes that you know as planets or Jungian archetypes. Okay, so these 12 would be like chief moods of this universe, right? And chief moods of this universe are depicted in every single pantheon, in every single religion as 12 gods, right? In Greek, in like Aztec, in basically whatever sort of tradition from every civilization that was before this one, they will explain this like pantheon of 12. So you can think as these 12 as our higher selves or the rulers. These planets, they do rule the fractalization, and how then each individuality, whether it's this guy or this girl, how they experience their own separate or kind of separate, made to seem separate, okay, individuality as this flavor. So I have 12 flavors here, and I have 2 more here, so that's 12. And then I have 0 here, which is the Supreme Being, which is just not manifested yet as stuff that you can call pure consciousness. Okay. So, hope that makes sense. So, we won't go into archetypes in detail. I'm not really well learned in astrology, but I'm sure you can know from just general discourse of astrology, you can know the Venus, and then the Mars, and then all the other guys and girls, right? And what their traits are kind of sort of like. So when we become this individual, we play with these other individuals, we're playing here in the theater of life. And because we are, this consciousness is projected from the beginning of the universe into these individuals, when we assume different roles, like, oh, we'll have war, I'll beat you up, but now make up, and I love you, let's make up, okay? So when we play all this drama, okay, the divine comedy, the roles that we assign to play with each other consensually, because we're all God that consented to become everybody and play everybody, right? We have scripts, and these agreements are also called karma. So something binds us to play everything that created this separate individuality, seemingly separate individuality. And before we integrate all of the experiences that we ever play with this guy, with this guy, with this guy, and with this girl, you know, so this girl right here, before she gets out of her karmic contract, okay, she needs to kind of integrate that, whether we like made love or we fought or maybe let's do this business together, oh, our numbers are growing, amazing. So before we get to go back and then get into the divine feminine and then get back into the pure consciousness, before that we have to integrate these experiences of playing with seeming others. So integration of the role play. How does that work? Simply, it's like if we just play and everything is cool, like you kill me and I'm like, like that was like, and then we love each other and then we make a business, or someday we have a quarrel. But if after that, if we can see each other's perspectives mentally through contemplation, then there's no more necessity to play that again. But if we kind of do not unify these different perspectives of all the perspectives, so you will have like 12 perspectives, you know, like around the clock, all of these numbers around the clock, they're looking at the clock from different angles. And so if you can see some scene, okay, some idea, without this juxtaposition or binary opposition where like 3 and 9 on the clock, they're like, no, I'm right, no, I'm right, okay, or 12 or 6, no, I'm right, no, it's my perspective is true, no, my perspective is true. Then the clock's gonna change, the time is gonna like change the dial on the clock, and you get to see the other perspective in real life. But if you contemplate yourself out of this karma, simply by noticing that all perspectives are just perspectives that are true to their respective individualities that hold these perspectives, then you transcend the karmic wheel, okay? In a way, you can do this through contemplation, and then you don't have to play that game again, but then you kind of transcend, so you can again become an individual and come into another play. Now, in my other videos, I also explain how to play in the game of life free of karma, so I'll put a link to that, and you can go check it out if that's something that interests you. But now I don't want to go deeper into it, because I still have to mention how to integrate polarities practically, and also I want to talk about physical ascension. So physical ascension is a process that happens once you complete some plays, right? So these karmic plays. Or right now, it's sort of like a season in this divine comedy season finale. Okay, let's call it that. This is the age of the universe. We're like going from one yuga into the another yuga, and it's like a season finale. It's a crescendo of everything that we ever played in the previous season, okay, in the many lifetimes, like, let's call them past lives that we attended or that we acted out. So in this transcendence, it's kind of like the energy right now on the planet, which is the stage, is pushing everybody to integrate karma and to finalize these chapters. So the time is becoming more faster, and the roles, or the experience of time, seems to be faster, and the karma becomes more instant, and the roles, the juxtapositions, they're kind of like pressing upon us, triggering us, so we reset the binary oppositions and we just accept everybody and everything. And on the level of basic Holy Trinity, you have Brahma, the sun, the creator, and then you have Shiva, the black hole, the annihilator, right? And these two, they play together. And, you know, in our society, we create a big juxtaposition between men and women, and also like sun and the day and the night, and the light and the darkness, and we call it good and evil, and it's all like a battle. So basically, to transcend and then unify with your original consciousness beyond this universe, which is just consciousness that plays in it, that is what we call God, I guess. You need to kind of like get out of the good and evil and any kind of like masculine, feminine, or whatever, we are right and you are wrong polarizations. Otherwise, they're gonna press on you, right? They're gonna press on you. The karmic agreements are expiring, and all of these things might show up just for you to just allow everyone and everything to be, because you cannot understand, or you cannot observe that you are everyone and that you did all those things to yourself, whether you made love to yourself or you killed yourself or whatever happened in this playground. So you cannot transcend and become the transcendent self if you're still polarized toward things. This is why things now trigger us, right? These other people, these idiots, these like, how can they be this stupid? So that will not work anymore. So here's a practical way to integrate polarity with a contemplation or an energetic exercise. You can put one idea of someone or something in your imagination in one of your hands. In the other hand, you can put the idea of something else. So let's say you choose the polarities. Whatever you may see in the world as other than yourself, this will actually kind of like require you to integrate it. And the more you can do in this lifetime, maybe you can do everything and you can physically ascend. I'll mention that in a moment. But let's say you see in the world some people and they are like Republicans, you know. Or, you know, why are they like that? Or Democrats, why are they like that? Or just like, these people, they always make noise, why are they like that? Or these people, they're always like, so whatever irritates you, you will have a build-up role play where you're not able to integrate that polarity. So what you do, you brand that, you name that Republicans, okay? And then you imagine an avatar. So let's say I'll have like a Republican here. And then you will take another, okay, which is your juxtaposition in your own sense to Republicans. And that will be, let's say, I'll just, for the sake of this. Okay, so let's say like we have like spiritual people here, which is like Snoopy, Master Snoopy, he's just meditating all the time. And I identify like I'm so spiritual. And then I have the Republican here and I'm like, why are you guys so gross, right? Because I identify with this. Now, I'm just consciousness wearing one mask. I can, from transcendent level, the 0 point, I can become consciousness that is wearing this mask. I'm the freaking Republican. Okay. So, before I can be either or and just allow both of them to exist in a space of neutrality or equanimity, I want to imagine them in each of my hands and bring them closer together and like imagine in a cartoon they're dancing or cooperating and then bring them into my heart. So this is the way to do inner alchemy or polarity integration. And now look, they love each other and they come to my heart where I love and accept everything, and then I literally burn karma or dissolve karma or integrate the experience of duality where I was a Republican and I was irritated by these hippies. Or I used to be a spiritual person that's irritated by this person who just hunts animals and eats the steak. So there you go, polarity integration. Now, there's a lot of polarity integration, and it is being sped up by the process of physical ascension, because planetary body and individual bodies are ascending, and this is bringing our frequency higher. Okay, so we're connecting into the spaciousness of pure consciousness. We're realizing ourselves as pure consciousness, and we're also being then pushed to dissolve those traits of our individuality that were against the world, seeing the world as other. Okay, so the physical ascension is pushing us, and I will talk more about specifics of physical ascension in my other videos, and I might put a link to that too, so you can look for it and check that out. Okay, so hope this was kind of fun and illuminating. Basically, you are pure consciousness manifesting itself as yin and yang, and then fractalizing in everything and everyone. In your microcosm as a human, in your psyche, you are also fractalized, as every memory of your kindergarten friends, elementary school friends, your mother, father, grandma, grandpa, everybody else. If in your memory you're holding some opposition to any of these people, like you just found a dispute, an argument, like your opinions couldn't create a synergy, and you're like, my mom is such an idiot, or those guys from elementary school, they were like, like so stupid, like I hate them. This will be your karma. This will be a role play that will then manifest itself again and again and again in a same script. And your job is actually to play it out, but then accept it and just bless everybody who was involved. So we call that forgiveness, but it's actually letting go of the binary juxtaposition roles. Okay. That's it from me. See you later. If you like my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Love ya.